So that's us leaving the Milngavie Premier Inn. Comfortable night's sleep, refreshed, fed with their lovely breakfast. It's time to hit the West Highland Way. So here we are at the start of 96 miles. Weather's a little bit grim, but I think it's sunshine and showers today, so just behind me here is the official start. Right, we're going to get going. Yep, that's all the sights we're going to see along the way. Hordes of hikers all setting off at much the same sort of time. It's actually Saturday and Sunday are the busiest times for people setting off from Milngavie. So we're hoping it's not going to be busy, we'll be sort of behind the trend, so we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Raincoats are already off. It was like boiling the bag. It's getting far too warm, wasn't it? Yeah, still we don't mind that. Hopefully that'll be the case all day long. Raincoat off, I mean. Yeah, so this is a Monday morning. We drove up Saturday, stayed over in Edinburgh for a night, came across to Glasgow Sunday morning and went into Glasgow centre Sunday to grab a few dehydrated meals and a bit of gas, and stayed at the Premier Inn in Milngavie last night. Really comfortable night's sleep actually. Quiet hotel, very nice, and it's only 0.4 miles from the start of the trail, which is a bonus. So yeah, and now this morning we're on our way. This just about sums up the weather forecast for today. It's beautiful sunshine and pouring with rain at the same time. Gotta love Scotland. That behind me there is Craigillion Loch. In a minute when we turn the corner, we'll be able to see Scroggy Hill, which is that point there you can see. The Craigillion Fire Memorial can be visited from Milngavie by following the first stage of the West Highland Way. It's just off the path on the north end of Craigillion Loch. The official opening of the memorial took place on 15th September 2012. The work has an inscription which reads, "Here burned the Craigillion fire. During the depression of the 1930s, it was a beacon of companionship and hope for young unemployed people who came to Glasgow and Clydebank seeking adventure in Scotland's wild places. Their pioneering spirit helped to make the Scottish countryside free for all to roam." So underfoot the pathways are mainly old drover roads and military roads. They're mostly just sort of pebble pathways. Bit tiring underfoot I suppose after many miles, but today you're right. Also we've gone with the trail runners, the Ultra Lone Peak trail runners. We were going to wear our barefoots, but decided against it in the end. We've not had them very long. I didn't know whether it would be a bit of a strain on the feet, so we've got to try and keep our feet fairly dry. As you can see, we're back in our raincoats again. It's just one of them days. I think we're going to keep them on for a bit now. You see the sun sort of comes and then the clouds dump a load of rain, so yeah, we'll see. So there's a little tiny road walk there that comes through Carbeth. It's only literally 5-6 minutes up a road, and there's a pathway on the side, so that's not so bad. It's starting to open out behind us now, in front of us, sorry. All good so far. So the big hill you can see behind me there is, excuse my pronunciation, Dumgoyak. I'll put the actual spelling of it down there, but yeah, quite imposing.
You walked about 7 miles, come see your smiles and have a cup of tea. We'll try out our platter, it doesn't matter. There's a warm milk at the beech tree. Burgers and chips, starters and dips, or even a sensuous pud. Great value for money, sit out if it's sunny, just come and enjoy our food. If the rain starts to piss, give the garden a miss, maybe try out our shelter. In or out, you can wear muddy boots, the welcome you'll get is a belter. Take the weight off your feet, having something to eat, or even just visit our loo. Kids can feed the ducks or play in our park, there's plenty for them to do. When you're fully replete and you've had a seat, thinking about your next night on the tiles, keep that smile on your face, Fort Bill is the place. It's only another 87 miles.
So that's the first food place we've passed so far. It's called the Beech Tree, and they do tea, coffee, main meals for only a tenner apparently, which anyone that knows the prices on the West Highland Way is pretty reasonable. Little ponies there, you can do an experience for an hour. Haven't got time for that though. Yeah, we just stopped at Turnip the Beat for a cup of tea. £3 each, which I suppose is to be expected. Not cheap, but nice, especially when you don't have to come off the West Highland Way. It's literally just the other side there, and that's our first honesty box that we've seen today as well. Don't need anything from it at the moment, but I'm sure we'll have a little peek in. Yeah, this is 8 miles in from Milngavie. So you've got water, crisps, cake bars, nuts, and a trail mix. Yeah, cool that. Right, onwards and up. I have to report that the Exos 48 hasn't got the legendary Atmos squeak with every step that you take, which is a bonus. Yeah, Kate's got the Eja 48 and I've got the Exos 58. Not a great deal of difference in the pack size, if I'm honest. Could squeeze a little bit more in there, but rather than walk with waterproof covers, I've actually got it in a 40, everything inside packed inside a 40 litre dry bag, an Exped one. So yeah, we're hoping that'll be sufficing, keep us dry in the rain that we know is going to happen.
Inevitably.
So this is a little road walk that takes you down into Drimmen. I've only seen 3 cars on it. I think it must be about 3 miles long. So yeah, it's not exactly busy. Another little honesty box. That was £2 a cake. A bit more like it. Back at the Turn Up the Beat, it was £3.10 a cake. Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it, really? But definitely a better price. We're only about a quarter of a mile now from Drummond, so that's where that one is. Finally finished the road walking section. You can carry on the road, it takes you down to Drummond, but you can also come off the road, which is much better really. So we've been past Drummond. We didn't go off. You have to actually go off of the West Highland Way route to go into Drummond properly. But we're going to carry on to Balmaha after Connacht Hill. Definitely be stopping at Balmaha a bit, top up the water. Probably get a coffee there too. So far though, it's been lovely. Definitely getting more hilly as we approach Loch Lomond, but nothing too bad yet really. Weather, get the odd shower here and there, but it's almost perfect weather for hiking. We'll take this for the full 6 days. This forest trail we're going through now is the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, and it runs over to Connacht Hill. Massive pine trees for here. Just starting to see the southerly end of Loch Lomond there. Yeah, during Storm Arwen, this forest was pretty decimated really. They had to shut a lot of the trails up towards Connacht Hill. Hundreds, maybe thousands of trees came down. Such a shame. But you see all the root system still up in the air. Beautiful bit of forest this though. Been a joy walking through it. So we're nearly 14 miles in now. Yeah, we're kind of hoping at the moment that that weather you can see behind us isn't coming our way, because they're getting a right soaking over there. Walking into the blue though. It's the first proper sight of Connacht Hill. Not sure if we're going to go over that yet or round it. We'll see when we get there. Tempted, if it's not raining, to actually go up and over so we can have a proper look of Loch Lomond. Yeah, we decided not to do the Connacht Hill bit. It's got pretty windy, it's pouring down with rain, and although it looks clear up there now, when we had to make the decision you couldn't even see the top. So yeah, weather's changed a little bit. We're going to walk just down to Balmaha. If you want to go that way, it's 3.5 miles to go up to Connacht Hill and then come down into Balmaha. But when you meet at the crossroads, if you want to just come straight down into Balmaha, which we're obviously doing now, it's only 2.5 miles. So I think on a good day we definitely would have done Connacht Hill. We like going up, and the view up there is supposed to be fantastic. You can see behind me there Loch Lomond, but not quite the view you'd get up there, but not for this trip. Yeah, the Oak Tree Inn seem to own pretty much all of Balmaha. There's a cafe, a village shop. We've got the actual pub there, and there's 4 or 5 little places that you can let properties, little cottages as well. So I think they're doing it right for themselves. Bonus of being on the West Highland Way, eh? We're 18 miles in.
On a 20-mile day.
20-mile day. We just stopped at Balmaha. Got us to have a coffee, Scotch eggs, a couple of steak slices. Just going to sit here for a little while, take our shoes off and packs off, rest the shoulders. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I would do the 3.5 miles over Connacht Hill and maybe skirt around the base of it. I forgot you could skirt around the base of it, to be honest. The walk, that is horrible. Just a long and endless flat road with lorries and cars banging past you constantly. Yeah, not recommend that way. Bit of a shame. But yeah, go over Connacht Hill. So this is a little park donated to Tom Ware, and just over there you can see the statue. We're going to have a look at it. Yeah, so Tom Ware is famous for introducing the Scottish people to the great outdoors. He was an adventure climber. It's a beautiful Loch Lomond there behind us, and we topped up our water as well. It's great on this trail. There's a website you can go on, which I'll put down in the description, and it tells you where all the water places are along that you can top up your water. But yeah, we just done that, so we should be good for the evening now. A couple of miles to go, get the tent up and chill. It's the Highland Coo haggis. Yeah, so as beautiful as it looks to camp there, it's actually not allowed between March and September. There's no camping zone. Other times of the year you can camp there, so if you like camping in the winter, couldn't get better than that spot, I don't think. What a place.
Not so easy on jelly legs.
This is Cashel Forest now, so we shouldn't be too far from Cashel Campsite where we're staying this evening. Getting ever closer.
The Loch Lomond Haggis Conservation Zone. Unique to Scotland, the haggis is a small, hairy, nocturnal mammal about the size of a large guinea pig.
Hunted to near extinction by the Victorians, wild haggis are now only found in small areas in isolated pockets, including here on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. While you're in this zone, please do not disturb any haggis, if you are lucky enough to encounter them, by following these 5 simple rules. Always check the ground for haggis nests before pitching a tent. If camping, do not keep food in your tent, as this may attract hungry haggis. Haggis are creatures of the night, so please do not expose them to bright lights. Do not feed any haggis which may approach you, especially after midnight. Do not get haggis wet if you encounter them. Finally, if you're lucky enough to come across a male haggis while he is singing to attract a mate, back away slowly, but whatever you do, do not make eye contact. If you do, it may cause him to mistake you for a potential partner. You do not want to become one of the hundreds of people injured each year in Scotland by the antics of an over-amorous haggis.
So you've been told. The wild haggis has had a right gnaw at that. Finally made it to Cashel Campsite, 21.5 miles today, and legs are feeling weary now. Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of walking the West Highland Way. We had a great night at the Cashel Campsite. Only complaint was the showers were lukewarm at best. But other than that, yeah, real peaceful night. Poured down with rain all evening, so I had to get things squared away dry this morning. Use one of those like celluloid sort of sponges to dry off the tent. It works a treat. Anyway, enough of that. Today we're going to Beinglas, 18.1 miles, and it's supposed to be the hardest, longest slog of the West Highland Way by far. We've set off a bit later than we was going to. It's now 10 o'clock, but it was pouring with rain till about 8:30. So I didn't fancy starting the walk off and getting everything packed away soaking wet, so we waited for the worst of it to clear. It's not actually forecast to rain today, so hoping we can keep everything dry. Anyway, you can see Cashel Campsite there, across the road, and we're back on the trail. Yeah, so legs are still feeling pretty strong this morning. I had no issues with my feet at all, no blisters. Kate had just one little blister on her little toe, but nothing too deep or major. So we just patched that up this morning. And I think we're both feeling pretty strong still, aren't we, love? Yep, so, which is good. See how we feel after today. So our first stop today will probably be Roadennan. We'll probably go into the hotel and get some breakfast because we've left this morning without eating. We had a little flapjack and a coffee. We're definitely in a calorie deficit. We barely ate very much yesterday just because we weren't very hungry. But we'll have to try and get some calories in today. Weather's pretty chilly this morning as well. It's only 5 degrees at the moment, so, but it's dry and the sun's out. Loch Lomond looks quite stunning. So today's the 15th of April and I can confirm the midges are already starting to come out. I think it's probably the warm couple of weeks before this week has brought them all out. But yeah, around the tent last night and this morning, those wee bites were biting. Obviously nothing like you get in the summer months, but they are here. So this is Cashel Campsite we're passing through now. Much more of a wild experience than the Cashel Campsite. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, it's not open this year as yet. Like I said earlier, this is April 2025. So hopefully it'll open up by the end of April, I've heard. Would have been our first choice had it been opened. See these little plot numbers, number 7, and you put your tent in amongst, right next to the loch. Bit. Waterproof coats had to come off. Like I say, I don't expect any. Mile now to Roedennen, and yeah, really beautiful with the sunshine as well. This play of light on the floor just makes it feel quite magical. So at the Roedennen Hotel, stopped here for lunch. We're going to have a chicken and bacon panini and chips and a first alcoholic drink of the trip. Wet the whistle. What a view though, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. Weather's so nice. Lucky so far. Yeah, nice place to stop that. Nice sandwich, fed and watered. Just up behind me there, that's Ben Lomond. It's just down from the Roedennen Hotel. We've got another free water point. Top this one up with some electrolytes, keep ourselves going. Replace what's lost. This pathway's been basically like this for about 2 miles now, so it's allowed us to just get our head down and put in a quick couple of miles. Not sure how long this sort of track will last, so make hay while the sun shines. So at this point here in the pathway, you can take the lower level walk alongside Loch Lomond, which is quite hard going, or you can take the higher path, which is what we're going to do. Let's go. So this might be the easier path underfoot, with the ground being a bit more solid.
It just keeps
Oh
going.
Jesus, it keeps going up. We'll be up Ben Lomond in a minute. Must have been 1.5 miles of solid uphill. I mean, the views are spectacular, but after eating a big sandwich and having a pint, body's saying no more. It's got to flatten out eventually. So many of those little waterfall crossings along this route. They're great, they really break the path up. Finally, after what seems like 9 miles of up, we found a down. That's 10 miles in for the day. Back down on the banks now of Loch Lomond. Come on. bit of drone footage. I'm resisted to now, but the weather's just so perfect. There's not any wind whatsoever. It's like a mill pond out there. So yeah, I hope that came out alright anyway. I was saving it really for Rannoch Moor and Glencoe, but that's what battery chargers are for, isn't it? We're about a mile or so now to Inversnaid. We'll probably have another little stop and rest for a while. Kick the shoes off, let the feet air out. But this weather today, we weren't expecting this at all. Looking at the weather forecast even Sunday before we set off, it was looking pretty grim. And I haven't looked any further, but on Thursday and Friday up in Glencoe area it was forecasting snow. But at the minute I can't see it. But this is Scotland, so we'll find out. Yeah, we're just entering the ancient woodlands now of Craigiston alongside Loch Lomond. Looks to be more deciduous trees, and being an ancient woodland it would be. Another fire down there. All the way along this route it said no fires. So many people have had fires though, and I think it was last week and the week before. There's been tons of wildfires. And it usually happens because people are a little bit uneducated about what happens underneath the ground when you have fires. A lot of this land is peat, and although you think you've put it out, it smoulders underground, and it only takes a bit of wind and it gets it all going again, and it spreads so fast. The Peak District is much like that as well. Not a good place to have fires. So we're just approaching the Inversnaid Hotel. Should be passing a waterfall in a minute as well. bearing back on, I think we've got about another 3 hours to go, and it's very nearly 5 o'clock, so we'll probably be rolling about 8 o'clock to Beinglas tonight, but that's okay. Yeah, very nice in there. They've got like a rack that you put your stuff. There's like a no boots rule because it's quite a posh hotel. Just take your shoes off and then you can go through to the bar, use toilets and all that sort of thing. So yeah, all good. Right, on we go. This landscape here is amazing. It's like being in some sort of like little hobbit land. Got sheer rock faces above you. And you just got to pick your way through. There's no pathway. To be fair, probably the wrong side of the day to be doing it. But Kate, my absolute warrior, still going strong. Both starting to feel a bit tired now. That's to be expected at this time of the day. But all the way down there now. These absolute units that are sitting just precariously perched must weigh tons. Can't even imagine that they were left here when the glacier shrunk after the last ice age. Oh, blimey, this bridge is a bit wobbly for two people on. I think this is the section where we may have to take our bags off to get through. It's a bit of a squeeze. Been looking forward to this one. Let's go. Still got the bag on. Still got the bag on. Cool, this last section is a right slog. You can't get any momentum going. It's all just like that. I've seen so many people sitting down by the side now, saying that they're so tired. A couple of them are staying at Beinglas, where we're staying. Just sort of give some words of encouragement. It's not too much further, but on this terrain, it's just taken a long time. Anyway, these miles aren't going to walk themselves. Things we do for YouTube. I don't want to curse it, but I think that may be the end of their rock bedlam. God, I don't know if you can see that, there's midges everywhere. That's the end of Loch Lomond there. That should be the apparent hardest part of the walk completed. Right, just got to get up there now. That's one of the boffies en route. There's a couple of couples bedding down there for the evening. Looks quite nice though, doesn't it? Right beside the top of Loch Lomond. On a later video, but for now I think we're going to call it a day. Get us tent set up. We've lost the light. Just see beautiful sunset. We're going to get our tent set up, get some grub, get showered and go to sleep. Short day tomorrow though. Tomorrow's Tyndrum and between 13 and 14 miles, so much shorter. We did a 22 mile yesterday, 19 and a half today. So yeah, we're at Beinglas Campsite, and what a lovely site that is. There's all the tents set up. Pod you can rent out as well here. We're not going to do that. We're staying in our Exmid tonight, our little palace. Right, let's go and get pitched up. I'm already getting bitten by midges, so I don't think there'll be too much sitting outside the tent. Anyway guys, we'll catch you in the morning for day number 3.
Morning. So day 3 on the West Highland Way for us. Bit of a chilly start today. It's saying it's 5 degrees, but it feels like 0. So hats on, full waterproofs. We are expecting a shower, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to stay wrapped up today and see what the day brings.
Good morning. We just had our breakfast and a coffee at the Stagger Inn. It was £20 for the 2, not too bad. And today we're going to make our way over to Tyndrum, heading up into these behind me. The site was nice, very busy last night. We didn't bother going into the Stagger Inn to eat last night, just had one of our dehydrated meals, something to eat. It was bloody lovely. Yeah, Kate has a bit of a blister on her little toe, well between the 2 toes, achy shoulders, and it's just my shoulders really that ache. I've got nothing wrong with my feet at all, they're still perfect, so that's good. So this river we're walking alongside, with all these beautiful waterfalls all the way along it, is called the River Falloch. It's the first proper pool of the day, coming out of that glen back there. But you are rewarded. Fantastic views. Remember, always look behind you. Incredible, hey? Oh, time to duck. Oh, jeez. You're 6'4" with a bag on your back after 40 miles. That's hard work.
Even 5'2", it's hard.
Now this one's a bit more pleasant. Can walk through this one. Yeah, it's got very windy as we come out of that glen down there. Yes, we're going to head down into Kinlochleven, not into the shops. We're officially halfway through the West Highland Way. Yeah, we're going to pop into Kinlochleven and get some water and a bit of lunch as well. Today we're both really thirsty. It was hard to drink enough yesterday. It was really warm, but it looks as though we drop off at the halfway point there, down into Kinlochleven, and then you can loop back round on a different pathway, which is still the West Highland Way, but it's just a little detour. Lost a hell of a lot of trees up here. Mind you, even on a day that's not terribly windy. Today that north wind is absolutely blowing a hoolie down through this glen. Just hoping we haven't got to gain all that height again that we've just lost. Needs must, I guess. Yep, much needed to stop that at the Londis in Kinlochleven. Good prices in there too. Nice coffee. So yeah, we had a chicken and mushroom slice, a bit of carrot cake, and Kate had
Lemon drizzle.
Lemon drizzle. Now we've got to make our way back all the way to the top again to pick up the pathway. There's a water tap there as well on the side of the Londis, so that's handy. Just feeling a little bit of achy muscles today, so get some electrolytes back in. But yeah, see you a bit further up. And there's also a water point by the Kinlochleven station. So we're back up at the crossroads now. It's 240 feet to drop off to Kinlochleven, but definitely worthwhile doing, I think. There's not a lot of water anywhere else till Tyndrum, so as you can see the weather's taken a turn for the west. Never mind. Ooh, ever so tempting. Just in the cloud is Cruch Ardran, 1,046 metres. On through the gap there just behind Kate is Stodbinen, 1,165 metres. On there, more, 1,174 metres. And Tyndrum is getting ever closer. Woo! Great big moles in this part of the world. Little place there with shepherd's huts and wigwams called Wigwam Holidays, just outside Tyndrum, for anyone that might be looking for somewhere to stop near Tyndrum. Ooh, 1.5 miles to go.
This is the site of the Battle of Thru-hike, Clan MacDougall, when Robert the Bruce were allies during the War of Independence in 1296, when Robert the Bruce murdered the nephew of the clan chief in 1306, who was also in line for the throne. They became enemies. The Clan MacDougall then allied with themselves with Edward I of England.
And the battle took place just behind us here in these fields. After the battle, near Perth, Robert the Bruce and his remnants of his army were ambushed by Clan MacDougall here at Dalry in summer of 1306. Caught by surprise, the battle was short, a frantic engagement, with the last of Bruce's horsemen killed and several of his key allies injured. Afterwards, Robert the Bruce went into hiding. Then 2 years later, went on to defeat MacDougall at the Battle of the Pass of Branda. The English translation, a Gaelic Dalry, is Peace of the King. So legend has it, after he was beaten at Dalry, Robert the Bruce and his army threw their weapons into this small lochen. This included Robert the Bruce's longsword, Claymore, and local legend suggests it lies here to this day. Yeah, we do love a bit of history on this channel, and that back there, that's pretty cool. So as you first enter Tyndrum, first site on the right you see is Tyndrum Camping. Not sure if they allow tents there or not, but there's definitely caravans and huts. This is our digs for the night. The MGM Mithu Ben Doro Hotel, and what a welcome sight it is. Yeah, far more rain today than was forecast. It's quite cold too. Can't wait to get in there, get baths, get out of these wet clothes. Yeah, good day. Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity to get some of our stuff dry Got coats hanging in the bathroom. And our bags and towels getting dried. We're both showered up. Yeah, this is it looks like a tip in here now, but it's actually a really nice room. Bendoran Hotel. So we're going to eat here tonight. They've got some good deals on. We were going to go out and get some fish and chips. It's all I could think about all week, but can't bother to go back out in the rain again, so we're going to head down to the restaurant in a bit. Good morning. Day number 4. This morning it's Tyndrum to Kingshouse. 19.3 miles. Weather at the moment looks okay. I think we're going to get some showers today though. That was great to stay in there, dry all our stuff out. It was a pretty decent meal as well. We both had fish and chips and treated ourselves to a naughty sweet treat for afters. Yeah, I recommend staying there. It feels a bit too posh when you first walk in there, walking in with like mud all over you and hiking gear on. And all the communal areas are really posh, the corridors and the foyers and all the public areas. The rooms are okay, they're comfortable, so yeah, all good. So we're going to go to the Real Food Cafe this morning and get some grub to start off the day, probably a nice bacon sandwich or something, and then get going. So we'll see you in a bit. Yep, beautiful breakfast that. Bacon, egg and venison lawn sausage in a roll. And it was lovely. And Kate had a bacon and egg in a roll.
Beautiful.
With 2 coffees, came to £19, which to be fair is pretty good really. The venison lawn sausage, mwah, beautiful. Right, we're going to have a little look in the Green Welly shop, which is just up the road from the cafe, just because we're here. And I'm going to pop into Brody's, which is just behind that, and just pick up some supplies for the day, and then we'll be on our way. Yeah, don't come down that bit, baby. Come down there. Slipped.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so that mountain a couple of days ago that we were walking past, and we were on the banks of Loch Lomond, I'll put that here, that was actually the cobbler. I wanted to say it a couple of times in the video but wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, it was. Looks quite iconic really. Beautiful, isn't it? So after a very wet 7 miles, we're just coming down into the Bridge of Orkney now. Such a shame, I wanted to fly the drone here, but there's just no chance. It's been raining the whole time we've been walking this morning, so Passing the Bridge of Orkney and the Bridge of Orkney Hotel any moment. Yeah, so this is the Bridge of Orkney. Ordinarily there'd be quite a few people here camping and having drinks, but the weather today's so grim. But yeah, beautiful hotel and a beautiful bridge. Right, time to crack on again. Got another 12 miles.
The Bridge of Orkney, a short walk from here, was built in 1751 by the British government, and it formed part of a network of military roads and bridges constructed to suppress civil unrest following the defeat of the Bonnie Prince Charles's Jacobite army at the Battle of Culloden in 1746.
Yep, quick coffee in the Invernan Hotel. Now we're back on the track. Nothing worse than putting a soaking wet coat back on again. Yeah. The weather is supposed to cheer up this afternoon. I'm really hoping so. Could do with getting some of this stuff dried. We're wild camping tonight outside the Kingshouse Hotel. We've got 10 miles more to do today, and it's 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna get a wiggle on. How you doing, Kate?
All right.
So cold and wet and miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do with this weather doing one, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Feels really remote here. We're 13 miles in now. 6 to go. Oh, it's so good to see our shadows again. The sun is trying to break through. Come on, baby.
Rannoch Moor covers over 50 square miles of boggy moorland through which the West Highland Way weaves. Its wild and remote expanse offers an authentic taste of the Scottish Highlands. Sitting at an elevation of over 1,000 feet, it's Britain's largest bog and is encircled with mountains of over 3,000 feet.
That's where we've come from. Walked all the way across there. Nothing for absolute miles. Yeah, the landscape here is just so massive. You see something off in the distance, you think we'll be there within 20 minutes. An hour and a half later, you're still walking towards it. It's nice when you get little patches of ground like this. It's much easier underfoot. Actually getting very warm now too. I have to take this waterproof jacket off in a minute. Yeah, so Kate's just spotted up there the Glencoe ski resort, the lifts. So we must be getting very close to the ski resort now. And after we pass there, it's only about another mile to Kingshouse. So slowly but surely we're getting to Glencoe. So that there is Beinglas Moor, and just down there in the distance, like a little speck, is Kingshouse where we're stopping tonight. And that up there is the sunshine, which we haven't seen very much today, but it's nice that it stays out for the rest of this evening. The time now is 10 to 5, and we set off this morning at 9:30. So made pretty good time really. We're at 17 miles, probably another mile, maybe a mile and a half to go to get down there. But yeah, I'll be glad to get the tent set up and get in there and have a nice cold beer and a nice
double gin
for the lady. Right, catch up with you in a bit. So we're just passing the Glencoe mountain resort. That's up there, 200 metres. Yeah, so this is the famous picture taken from over that way of Blackrook Cottage. It's quite an iconic cottage, that. Excellent setting. And just up there behind me, you can see the Glencoe Mountain Resort. Quite the place, eh? And like a mirage, out of nothing it appears. Tonight's stop. Today turned out to be 19.5 miles from Tyndrum to Kingshouse, and it wasn't too bad a walk. Both our feet are quite tired. It's like the pressure. It's not so much blisters and things like that, but it's the constant pressure of being on your feet. So yeah, we're quite glad to finish the walk today. It was quite tough, the last bit. But tomorrow we've got a 9.2 mile walk.
Yeah, smaller one tomorrow.
And that's going to take us over to Kinlochleven. So where we're staying in a B&B. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Cheers guys, bye now. So that's breakfast done at the King's House. It was very tasty actually. It's £10 the breakfast. Gives you a choice of coffee, so you actually get lattes and things like that. And the guy serves that up for you, full Scottish breakfast. And you can have continental as well with toast for £10. So yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable really. That's where we pitched and camped last night, right on that little spot there. They could definitely improve their signage a bit in there though. It's as you go into the hotel, there's nothing to tell you where you can go and where you can't go. And also with the camping, it says to camp over the bridge. You go over the bridge, it says no camping. But when I spoke to the hotel owner, he said it's to the left you're not allowed to camp. You're allowed to camp to the right of the pathway. But nothing says that, so we did end up putting our tent up and having to take it back down, putting it back up in a different area again, which after a 19.5 mile day was not all that great really. But still, yeah. So we're on our way today. We're going to Kinlochleven today. Beautiful blue skies. Got down to -3 last night. Probably the coldest night in a tent I've ever had. There was frost all over our bags inside the tent, and obviously outside the tent. It's very hard to get warm. So not the best sleep. But look at that though. Milngavie Moor there in the background. Absolutely awesome. Glencoe's a special place. Right, we're going to get going. Devil's Kitchen is on this part of the walk, so that'll get us warmed up. I'll see you a bit further on. Yeah, we're just following this path, making our way out of Glencoe. Just mountain after mountain after mountain, all the way through Glencoe. It's quite beautiful. It shouldn't be too long now before we reach the base of Devil's Kitchen. I'm hoping to get the drone up, seeing it's bright. It's still a bit windy this morning, cold. Yeah, much better than the rain we had yesterday. See, that's where we come from down there. King's House. There's Beinglas Moor. It's got a little Tonka toy. How are you feeling today, Kate?
Alright, I'll post it in this way.
So here we are at the start of the Devil's Staircase, which is the highest point on the whole of the West Highland Way. Walk all out the Glencoe, get out the top of there. Let's go. Probably about halfway up now. Yeah, it's quite steep in sections. Nothing too bad as yet though. Nothing can compare to the second day of the Loch Lomond. I think any of the walk would seem easier after that bit. Some of the views, see behind me there, just breathtaking. Right, onwards and up. Just grab that way past me. Basically it's 4 miles in to the end of that from where we started this morning, so should have another 5 or 6 miles to go. And, once you come out of Glencoe, you start coming into a whole new glen. Lots of snow-capped mountains up there. Yeah, incredible. Right, we're going to get our head down and crack out a couple of quick miles. Yeah, that wind today is very cold. Not too bad when the wind's not blowing, but cuts straight through you. So many nationalities walking this. Australians, Germans, Spanish, Mexican, French, English. This morning at breakfast there were a couple of Puerto Ricans. So yeah, multinational challenge this one. Yeah, we have to keep telling ourselves to look up and look around, because you tend to just look down like that constantly. Mind you, I've tripped over 1,000 times because I'm not doing that, but when you've got views like that, makes you feel so small and insignificant. I think that's why I love the mountains more than any other places. Yeah, I enjoy a good beach. I don't even mind some city breaks, but for me, mountains is the pull. I love them. Health check wise, I think we're both doing okay. Our feet are not taking a beating as yet. I felt fairly sore last night after that 19.5 miles. Not so much from blisters or toes or anything like that, it's the bottoms of your feet that impact constantly, mile upon mile. I did feel quite tired, but actually I feel really good again this morning. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. How you doing, Kate?
Right. A little bit achy. I know I've done some walking, but on the whole I'm doing alright.
How's your feet doing?
They're okay. A couple of little blisters, but nothing unbearable. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, Kate got a blister between two toes on the second day, and we thought it was going to be really problematic because it looked quite nasty, but it's been okay. She is a little soldier. We wear the Indigi toe socks, and then darn tough hiker boot socks, and then we've both got Lone Peak trainers on. Kate's got the Lone Peak 8, and I've got the Lone Peak 7, and they have been absolutely fantastic on this walk. They really have. Feet have got damp a couple of times, but even yesterday it rained for about 4 or 5 hours straight. My feet still weren't wet because of the liner socks and the darn toughs. So yeah, I think they've been brilliant, and I'd recommend doing this walk in a decent pair of trail runners. I'd say overall on the hike it's probably been a 50-50 split of people wearing trail runners and people wearing your traditional hiking boots. Just gives you a bit of freedom, I think, with the trainers. You feel that you can move that bit quicker. Obviously on the negative side of some of the rockier sections you haven't got the ankle support, so you just got to go what's best with yourself really, and not read into too much what other people are doing. But yeah, getting ever closer to Kinlochleven. It's just down there, so I'll see a bit further down. It's the Kinlochleven hydro plant behind us. Yeah, it's all part of the Blackwater Dam. Going to Kinlochleven by any chance? Stop! Give us a lift! So we just passed the 80-mile mark. 16 more to do. Only one today.
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, looking forward to having a bit of a rest afternoon. Go and have a little look around Kinlochleven. Get some food. Maybe a couple of drinks. But we're staying at the Eden Collie B&B. I'll show you that later on. It looks lovely online. Got a full Scottish breakfast in the morning too. So that sets up for the climb back out of Kinlochleven. I believe it's a bit of a haul. $80 miles and still doing a walk past. Glutton for punishment. We're just entering Kinlochleven now. So as you come into Kinlochleven, past the hydro plant facility, come to Blackwater camping. They got large smarty tubes you can stay in for the night. You can also set your tent up here as well. I think there may be little hostel rooms there too on the other side of the road. Yeah, there's also, which I've not seen before, the tent box things you put on top of cars. Only they're on the floor and on stilts. Yeah, different. Looks very clean there though. So that's the 81st mile. We're in Kinlochleven, and it's bloody Baltic. It's absolutely freezing. Our B&B's just down here, so we're going to go and see if we can check in. It's a little bit early. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but a lot of places are 4. Hopefully they'll take in some weary old travellers.
The B&B we stayed in on this evening was called Edencolly in Kinlochleven, and not to talk negatively about somebody's business, as we know it's always tough to make a living, but being that you're in the hospitality game, we didn't receive any hospitality at all. In fact, we were made to feel quite unwelcome, as were the other guests that were staying there this night, and for want of a better word, the breakfast was appalling, but I'll speak more about this on the next video.
Day number 6, guys. Our last big day, 13.5 miles. We're staying at the Ben Nevis campsite this evening. We could have gone all the way down into Fort William. It's only an extra 2.5 miles, but we thought we'd just got the rest of the week off anyway, so we might just as well stay up here. Hoping this weather clears up a bit. It's supposed to stop raining at 10, 11, and then it's not forecast to rain again for the rest of the time we're here, though cloudy. Last night's accommodation. What can we say about that?
Interesting.
It was called Edencolly in Kinlochleven, and I don't think I've ever felt less welcome anywhere I've stayed in my life. It was like we were a complete inconvenience.
Not going to recommend it.
No, and we were just speaking to a lady and her son that turned up the same time as us yesterday, and she summed it up exactly as we did as well, so I don't feel we're being harsh by sort of telling the truth, really. You know, people were on a long walk and they booked these places and expecting a little bit of hospitality. You'll get none there.
We did speak to a few people at breakfast and they said the same thing. No one felt welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to be out alive, to be honest. The breakfast was very subpar. Not good for £110 a night. Sort of feel a bit ripped off, really. Manners go a long way and they cost nothing. We never actually met the lady of the house, only the son, what I can only gather is the father, both walking around yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in pyjamas. Yeah, quite an experience, one we don't want to relive. But anyway, enough of that, on to today. We've got a long pull out of Kinlochleven today. We're getting a lot of height very quickly. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is last night we ate a pub that's in the town here, and I'll show you it as we walk past actually. The food was fabulous and the staff in there were fantastic. Everyone was really friendly. Quite a few of the people that we've met on the trail were in there eating last night. It was a really nice vibe. So complete polar opposite to where we stayed. But I'll show you that as we walk past. Definitely recommend that. Also in Kinlochleven there's a big co-op as you go out of the town, so you can stock up on your day's supplies, and that's right opposite the pub that I was talking about a second ago. See all the West Highland Wayers congregated outside. Yeah, so it was the Highland Getaway Inn. The restaurant's upstairs. Really nice, and they've got a long veranda that overlooks the big burn that runs through Kinlochleven. Yeah, we had read online that it's a good idea to book ahead. When we got in there was people in and out constantly. Very popular place, so definitely book. Yeah, can't recommend that enough. Right, time to hit the trail. Yeah, you can see just up there. That's the veranda you can sit on when the weather's nicer. Very pretty in Kinlochleven, but there's not a great deal here really. It's right as an overnight stop whilst doing the West Highland Way, but wouldn't necessarily visit here if you're in a camper van travelling around Scotland or anything like that. Yeah, it's a long old ascent out of Kinlochleven. Wind's blowing into our faces as well, so not what's needed this morning. I think we're very nearly at the top now, and I'm led to believe that it flattens off a little bit. So that's where we've come from. It's just there we stayed. Quite a long old rocky track up there. I actually think it's the first time I've been out of breath on this whole walk. Woo! As you can see, top's not too much further now. So that was the pass done out of Kinlochleven, 1.5 miles and very nearly 900 foot of ascent. Yeah, tough start to the day that one, but see behind me now, views are all opening up. Quite you should take some nice photos on there, but it's so cold. And that you stop your digits, but they're going to fall off. So yeah, I'd like to have been able to fly the drone up around that bit today as well, but it's just not happening. I think today just getting from A to B. So yep, carrying up this glen, build some body heat back up again. Yeah, this track we're walking is mostly over 1,100 feet, so it's very cold. Forecast for the temperature to only be about 4 degrees. I can imagine the wind chill to be far lower than that. Like Kate just said, it's about 4 degrees but feels like 0. There's very little escape from the wind up here, so keep going. Oh, just in the lee of the wind now. We're on this big lump. Oh, that's a long old slog from Kinlochleven to here. I think we're 6.37 miles in. There's just been endless puddles and streams to navigate, and big rocks and up and downs, and wind so cold, it really is. Yeah, not a great day for video creation, so I don't think there'll be a great deal of content today, but never mind. It's about getting from A to B, I think, like I said earlier. Just don't want to move from this nice bit out of the wind, but must go on. So we'll keep going. So we've not seen a golden eagle, we've not seen a single deer, we've not seen a Highland coo, barely any sheep. But what we have seen is tadpoles on the pathway. Loads of tadpoles in all the puddles. It's random. Must have been washed down from a, I don't know, higher stream, I suppose. Yeah, so this area is where the Battle of Kinlochleven took place. 1645. It's mad, there's such beautiful surroundings, can hold such an awful history. Nice to see a few trees on the trail again. It was pretty bleak first part of today. Now it looks like we've got some forest to walk through. Good old Cornish pasty. Yeah, we're going to stop in this little wood a bit now for some lunch. Shielded from the wind with pine trees. Oh, I'll turn the hood down for a bit. So just up there, in the distance, you can see the top of Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis being the highest point in the whole of the UK. I think it's 4,200 feet. I'll put that down here. Yeah, it's quite nice, this part of the walk. I've actually got all of our layers on now. I've got a puffer coat underneath my raincoat with the hood up as well. And gloves on. It's absolutely bitter cold, but nice to be amongst some trees and some bird song again. Yes, just behind me there is Ben Nevis, highest point in the UK. Still got snow on the top as well. Not have much views up there today though, it's completely shrouded. Yeah, this section today has probably been the busiest that we found. Lots of people grouped together, and there's actually quite a few sort of walking tours, 6 or 7, even 10 people strong. But yeah, I think because Kinlochleven is such a big stop for everyone, because other than that, you might as well push on to Fort William. A lot of people stopped there and all left at the same time this morning, so yeah, it's definitely been a busier part of the trail. If you like that kind of thing, it's great. We do prefer a bit more solitude than that, so people walk at their own pace, and after a few miles you find yourself in a little pocket. Yeah, you see the top of Ben Nevis now is completely clear. Definitely a crampon day up. Snow looks quite thick still. Well, we went up there in June. There was thick snow up there in June, so I think it's mostly year round. Still not done that one yet. It's on Kate and I's list to do. Seems a shame being this close to it and not doing it, but we just won't have the legs for it on this trip. It'll be another trip. Gives us a good excuse to come back up, doesn't it, love?
It does. Should we do it? Not today.
No, or tomorrow for that matter. Yeah, so we've done Snowdon, which is the highest point in Wales. And we've also done Scafell Pike, which is the highest point in England. Must do the highest point in Scotland and the UK as well. And we have seen quite a lot of nice walks that we'd like to try in the Mourne Mountains in Ireland. That looks beautiful. But just having the time to do all these things. These people that do trail running, got every respect for it. I think I'd end up breaking my ankle. Dunbarful Fort was built around 2,000 years ago. It may have been occupied or rebuilt on several occasions through the time. The Celtic fort of Pitchock Kitadle. Imagine the people who lived here. Colourful flags and banners proclaiming the power of the tribe to which they belonged. The fort dominates the glen, a natural stronghold and amazing views. Look at the mighty Ben Nevis now. Incredible. So we're just dropping off the side now, down into Glen Nevis. Second part of that walk was still hard going actually, but much prettier. Come amongst the trees again, that's not quite so barren. And yeah, beautiful. So that's where we're staying tonight. That's the Glen Nevis campsite. Could easily have just pushed on another 2 miles into Fort William and gone back to Milngavie today, but we've sort of taken the whole weekend and into next week off work, so we thought we'd just make the best of it. Don't get many campsites with a better view than that, do you? Sitting right next to Ben Nevis. So yeah, the only downside is our tent is soaking wet from 2 days ago still, so we'll I'll probably have to wipe it over with one of them cloths, dry it out as much as I can. But it'll be a warm night once we're in there. Temperatures tonight are going to go down to about 9 degrees, so much better than the last wild camp at -3. Yeah, shouldn't be too long on, we'll be down there, tent up in the bar. So there you go, we're at Glen Nevis Campsite. We just calculated our walk so far since Monday when we started, and we're at 97.4 miles. I think it's about 2.8 down into Fort William to the actual finish spot. Obviously there is two finish spots as well. You've got the old finish spot, which is on a sort of ugly roundabout, which is closer to us, and then further right through the other end of the town is the new finish spot with the guy with the achy feet sitting on a bench. I expect the locals thought it'd be a good idea to put it at the other end of the shopping centre, so you pick up stuff on the way through. A bit like going in for milk and bread in Asda. But yeah, this is lovely here. We've got that's our view. Yeah, so we've just got a coffee on, and we're letting the tent air out. Obviously 2 days ago when we put the tent away, it was still covered in frost, and it went away. It was really muddy, so I've had to wipe it down with a cloth and dry the floor of it, and just got all the doors open, just letting it air out. Just almost done actually. It was absolutely dripping wet in there. So yeah, once that's all dried out, we'll be able to get our sleeping bags and mats and that in there and chill out basically. It's only 3:45, so we've been here about 35 minutes I suppose, all set up. Weather looks a bit brighter, even a possibility of a bit of sunshine there. That's it for today's walk. It was a bit gruelling really, if I'm honest. What did you think of it, Kate?
It's a tough one today. It's a bit of a slog.
Yeah, it was like coming out of Kinlochleven. It's just like 1,000 foot of ascent, and there's nothing. It's so bleak.
Barren.
It was so cold and so windy. It was glad to get out of that glen and turn the corner, and then the walk picked up a little bit then. It's not long after then you start to see Ben Nevis, and you get all the trees back and the bird song. Just makes you feel, just feels better, I think. But the pathway coming down, the last bit was just, it's agonising, wasn't it, love? Little tiny sharp stones, and it just went on and on and on. I think both our feet are glad to be on nice soft grass now. So yeah, just 2.8 miles to go in the morning, and then we would have done it. Morning guys, day number 7. Great night last night at the Glen Nevis campsite with incredible views. Comfortable night. It went down to about 4 degrees, so a bit warmer than the previous wild camp. Yeah, just the short walk down into Fort William this morning, about 2.8 miles. As you can see, sun's out, barely a cloud in the sky this morning really. It's lovely. So yeah, we're going to have a little mooch around Fort William. So our train's at 11:40. Probably pop into Weatherspoons for a bit of breakfast, and that should set us up for the day back to Milngavie. The train's 4.5 hours with 2 stops. Apparently it's one of the most beautiful routes in the whole of Europe. So yeah, we're going to get cracking on. We'll see a bit further down. Don't know if you can see, but there's like tiny little ants making their way up Ben Nevis this morning. So we opened the tent at about 7 o'clock, and already could count 15 little ants trotting along the pathway there. This is like the perfect base for that. You can walk it straight from this campsite. So we'll be back. Last night we ate in the bar and restaurant area at the site. It's actually pretty decent food in there. Yeah, just making our way back up from Glen Nevis Road, back up to the West Highland Way, which is just behind me there. Lovely and warm this morning. I love that spring sunshine. It starts to have that little bit of warmth to it. Feels awesome. Here we are. We're going that way. Here we are, guys, the original end of the West Highland Way. Congratulations, it says, from Ben Nevis to the Highland Centre. Come inside to purchase your certificate. Old end of the West Highland Way is on a very busy roundabout as you approach Fort William. But just in a little bit further, there's a nicer one, shall we say. So we're going to go down there now and have a look. After leaving the old end of the route, just keep following these brown signs which are all the way along. That leads you down through the town centre to the new end of the route. So that's us at the end of the 97-mile West Highland Way. It's been a great experience. I've loved every minute of it. I had to dig deep at times. Could have done with a bit more of this weather, but hey ho, we got here.
It's worth it.
Worth it. But if you've got as far as watching us to the end of our West Highland Way trip, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Get down in the comments and let us know your experience of the West Highland Way, or if you have any questions for us, pop us a comment and we'll get back to you and answer it. Definitely worth doing. We've enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next video. I'm not sure where we'll be next.
Knows.
Really don't know. Probably a rest for a little while. We're going to head into Edinburgh for a couple of days and just chill out before we head back down south. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon on the next trail. If you could hit the subscribe button and like our videos, it would be great. And the comments we have are fantastic. We love reading the comments. We read every single one of them, and it gives us the oomph it takes to keep getting out and making them. Cheers, guys. Bye now.
Bye.